Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. I'm Grace. Welcome to our Yin Asana practice. We're going to start this again. So happy that you are here. This is week 3, and we are focusing on Pratyahara, the 5th limb of Patanjali's 8 limbs of yoga. This is one of my favorite limbs. I think this is where you really shift from the density of the physical world. We're using the asana as the doorway and pranayama as we're moving more subtle. And then as we move into pratyahara, we're really going in. We're going into this non-physical sacred sanctuary within the heart, within the being. And it's a step further towards Purusha, towards the Buddhi mind and towards the pure awakened consciousness that we truly all are, as yoga teaches. And we will be using some backbends and some forward folds. Backbends will be activating that prana vayu, that inward flow of energy. And then we'll use some forward folds to bask in that nectar of pratyahara and really feel that inner flow of energy, that increased dynamic energy flow. So let's begin, feeling the earth underneath us, feeling that sits bones. You put a cushion under your buttocks if you want. Back of the sits bones to feel that pelvis is neutral. Find your favorite sitting posture, position. And we're going to bring our breath down into the belly and move into a few mindful breaths, just breath awareness. Connecting in with the body, in with yourself. This is our time to be with ourselves. Very powerful time during your day to focus all your attention, devote an entire hour to your own self, self-awareness, the energies in yourself. So taking this moment as you continue to breathe into the belly, scanning the body, starting with the physical body. Just noticing, never judging. And moving to a little more etheric, the energy. How is your energy level, your energy, your prana today, your energy body? And notice. And moving even deeper into Pratyahara, diving inward, noticing the inner being, the inner presence. You may notice that heart beating. The physical heart is a nice doorway into the Pratyahara. So you can feel your heart beating, that pulsation. You may feel some vibration or warmth or tingling. You may just feel a sense of vastness. Noticing that emotional landscape, that emotional body. Not judging any emotion as better or worse or right or wrong or good or bad. Not needing to push anything away or even title or label the emotions. We want to move into the felt sense, feeling what is arising within you right now. And allow it to have your attention, to have a space, a voice. Allow it to pass. And then take this opportunity now to set an intention for yourself. stating it in the positive and the present tense, and taking a few breaths as you feel that emotional benefit. See yourself in that scene. And then releasing that intention with a this or better, this or better, this or better. Beautiful job. And we're going to start this practice over again. We're going to start on our bellies. Feeling that earth underneath us. Be making a little pillow with our hands. And just taking a moment to begin sensing this earth below us, sensing the connection of your body with the earth. And then reaching the hands out, both hands out. And we're going to root the right hand and the left leg on the earth. And on the inhale, we're going to lift the head, the left arm, and the right leg, and stretching them away from the body. Feel the pelvis rooted into the earth, and breathe. And one more breath. And releasing down. And rooting the left arm and the right leg into the earth. We're going to lift up that right arm and left leg and stretching them out away from the body, lifting the head as well in alignment with the spine. And breathe. One more breath. And you can release down on the exhale. Beautiful job. And relaxing for a moment, letting that absorb into your body. And then bring in the hands, both right below the shoulders. You can spread those fingers just a little bit. The elbows are coming in towards the body. We're going to move into a little baby cobra. And we're going to be using our back muscles, not our arms, to push us up. It's our nice little baby cobra. Feel the foundation. Feel that pelvis pressing into the earth. Feel the fingertips and the palms. Feel the backs of the feet resting on the earth. And the quadriceps, the front of the thighs. And on your next inhale, we're going to lift the head and the heart, using those back muscles into a nice little baby cobra. The hands are stabilizing the body, but you could even lift them up a little if you've practiced this and notice that really what you're using is those back muscles. And breathe. Engage those bandhas, feeling in the prana. One more breath here in baby cobra. And releasing down, turning the head to one side and taking a moment to dive into your Pratyahara. Noticing this inflow of energy from opening up the heart and activating the prana vayu, and noticing the energies within your being. The prana, the inner presence. And then coming back to center, we're going to bring the hands out to either side, a little ways away from the body. These are our bird wings or our airplane wings. Pressing that pelvis into the earth, feeling that nice solid foundation. And then the next inhale, we're going to lift the arms, the legs, the head, and the heart. And breathe. This is too much. You can just lift the arms and the head and the heart. Find your variation. And one more breath here. Nice deep inhale, and on the exhale, releasing down. We're going to do this one more time with a little variation, invitation if you'd like. So on the next inhale, pressing the pelvis, lifting the arms, the head, and the heart into your bird or your airplane. And the variation is bow. If this is in your practice, you can grab the ankles and you can open up the chest and the heart into a bow. And breathe. One more nice deep inhale. You raise up, and on the exhale, releasing down. And turning your head to one side or the other, whichever is comfortable. And diving in, noticing that inward flowing of energy, noticing the Pratyahara, what's going on, the dynamic energy field within you. And bringing the hands by the shoulders and pressing ourselves back into a forward fold. And we're going to move into a little flow. So we're moving into our forward fold. You can open up the knees, let the belly rest in here, taking a couple breaths as you bring your awareness inward, noticing sensation, basking in that Pratyahara. And on your next inhale, we're going to come up and we're going to bring the hips forward and move into a nice up dog. Little back bend, opening up the heart, shoulders are back, wrists are right under the shoulders. So we activate that prana energy, prana vayu, and then exhaling back and taking your time. This is your own flow, adding any little movements, maybe moving the hips back and forth or some circles. Exhaling into your child's pose and resting there for as long as you need. And inhaling back up into your up dog. Keeping the breath flowing, moving nice and slow as we activate this inner flow of energy, as we open the heart in our up dog, and as we move back into our child's pose, taking a breath here or two, as you bring the awareness inward and notice the inner sensations and aliveness. Keeping that flow going. Move into the back bend and then counterposing it with the forward fold. Basking in Pratyahara. Moving at your own pace, and then gently coming back to center as we move into a table pose. And moving to some conscious cat-cow, flexion and extension of the spine. Inhaling into your cow as you open the heart. Feel that back bend, that extension of the spine. Activating prana vayu and exhaling. Moving into forward fold as we bring our awareness into Pratyahara. That's our focus this week. It's the inner sensation and aliveness. And one more each. Always keeping that spine healthy, flexible, and coming back to center. And we're going to thread the needle. We're going to stretch and open up that shoulder a little bit. I haven't done that for a little while. And so we're going to inhale that right arm up to the sky, and then take it and thread it right between the left wrist and the left knee. As you rest on that shoulder, relax the head down, relax both arms down, and breathe. One more breath here. On your next inhale, reaching that arm back up and bringing it down. And we move to the other side. You reach the left arm up. Thread that left arm between the right wrist and the right knee, resting on that shoulder, relaxing the head down and the arms down. And breathe, feeling a nice stretch on that shoulder. One more breath here. And on the next inhale, coming up, reaching that left arm up and then bringing it back down. And let's move into a child's pose as we take a few breaths in this nice yin practice and bring our attention to this pratyahara, the inner aliveness. And the next inhale coming up. We're going to bring those legs forward. Bring those feet together in our butterfly, clasping the hands around the feet. The soles of the feet are together and flapping those butterfly wings. Warming up the hips. And slowing the legs down and gently and kindly bringing them to a stop and pressing those legs down towards the earth. So that's one line of energy. We have two simultaneous lines of energy here. Inhaling as you extend the spine, lengthening and elongating the whole torso, reaching up towards the heaven. Nice deep inhale, nice length, two lines of energy going opposite directions. On your exhale, hinging forward at the hips. The spine isn't going to move in this pose. We're just going to open up the hips. So now you can feel as you hinge forward a little bit more sensation in those hips. It's a beautiful hip opener. Forward fold in butterfly, Baddha Konasana. And breathe. You can engage those bandhas as well. Seal in that energy as you bring in the prana. Beautiful job. Inhaling as you come up. And we're going to bring the legs out nice and wide. Moving into some forward folds here. So we're going to move into a forward fold, and as we rest in this forward fold, we're gonna hinge at the hips, and we're gonna allow the spine to round. Find your gentle edge there, and once you're in that full forward fold, we're going to really bask in that Pratyahara, feeling that heart, feeling this inner aliveness, bringing our attention inward as we withdraw all our attention from any distractions from the outer world, whether that's distraction in external noise and activity, or that's a distraction in thought disturbances and thought distractions and energy distractions, because we're on Pratyahara this week, and we're also on Astya, which is non-coveting. This is non-stealing and non-coveting. And of course, it's not stealing things. It's not stealing people's time, maybe their intellectual information. But it's also not stealing our own energy and our own time. And so we want to conserve our energy in the sense that we're going to be bringing that attention, our attention. This is our gift, is where we direct our attention. Where our attention goes, energy flows. Where our attention goes is where our power is being extended. So we're bringing our attention into ourselves. We're bringing the energy in towards ourselves consciously, and not just to the physical body and the energy body, but we're bringing it even deeper into Pratyahara, this inner aliveness, this inner presence, this total non-physical aspect of our own selves, pure divine energy that is animating and operating this physical being, this DNA code. So let's begin. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to start on my left leg. You can choose which leg. We want to turn the body, turn the torso, so we're facing that left foot. And then we can inhale, lengthen, and exhale, begin to hinge. And this is where you can use a strap if you'd like. Grab them just so you can see. A lot of kids over this weekend, and they like to play with my yoga stuff. So if you'd like to use a strap and gently pull yourself, feel that nice hinge. And you can either stay here with the strap, or you can release it and relax it round the back. Find your gentle forward fold. Everybody is very, very different. Everybody, people who have a lot of muscles don't have the same flexibility because they have muscles that are in the way. So honor your body, honor where you are, never comparison. And just rest in this forward fold as you bask your attention inward into Pratyahara, this inner presence, this inner dynamic energy field within you. And one more breath here. All your attention inward. And on the next inhale, coming up. Beautiful job. And we'll move to the other side. So we're going to adjust and align ourselves with this right foot. Now that we're kind of in a wide stance, we want to adjust the body a little bit. Inhale, lengthening, and exhaling, hinge. And allowing yourself to round that spine. Relax the body, relax the head, in towards the leg, wherever that is. And if you can reach the foot, you can always say hello to the foot. My feet are a little cold this morning. And bringing all that attention inward. And one more deep breath here. Bringing all your focus inward. And on your next inhale, coming up. Beautiful job. And we are going to bring those feet together again in Baddha Konasana. And I'm going to invite you to come down onto your back. Take your time. Find your way down onto your back. The feet, soles of the feet together, and let these legs just gently relax to the sides. And taking a few breaths here. Noticing the energies inside your being, the emotions. This dynamic energy field that lives within each and every one of us. Beautiful job. We're going to gently bring those knees up. And we're going to move into a bridge pose, a supported bridge pose. So you can use a cushion. You can use a cushion. A fat cushion is better than a skinny cushion, maybe even folding it. Or you can use a block, or you can use both a block and a cushion if a block isn't comfy. Just going to use a block today. And what we're going to do is I'm going to take our block. We're going to press into the feet, lift the hips, and bring that block right underneath your sacrum. Find a nice, comfortable position where that's resting on the sacrum and relaxing the hands. And I like to take those feet a little wider and relax the knees together. And so we're bringing this, our back into a gentle extension, a gentle back bend without much effort on our part. The nice restorative pose. We're activating the prana vayu, which is associated with the heart and is an inward flowing of energy in this gentle back bend. And the invitation, of course, on this week of Pratyahara is to dive in and notice the sensations and breathe and enjoy being fully present to the innermost part of your being.
the mind wanders into thought, just gently guide it back to bringing its attention in towards your own being, your own self, your own presence. And a couple more breaths here. And on the next inhale, bringing those knees back up, bringing those feet back hip width apart. And then pressing into those feet as you lift the hips, remove the block from underneath you, and gently come down one vertebrae at a time from the upper to the lower vertebrae. And then bringing those knees into the chest and rocking back and forth a little, releasing and relaxing that lower back. And taking a moment here in this gentle forward fold as you again bask in the inner sensations. Notice the shifts inside your being, the energy. Releasing those legs, and let's bring those legs straight up. Nice little gentle inversion, flexing and extending the feet. And if you like, you can bring your hands behind the legs and gently pull them a little closer in towards the body, keeping that sacrum on the earth. Feeling that lumbar spine on top of that sacrum on the earth. And bringing those legs down, stretching those legs straight out. We're going to move into our fish pose, Pratyahara. That strap. The hands are face down on either side of you, and we're going to bring one hand at a time under the buttocks. We're going to snuggle those arms in nice and close to the body. Pressing into those elbows and forearms, we're going to lift the upper body, the chest and the head, relaxing the head. And then gently coming down so you can relax the top of the head onto the mat. The chest is open, beautiful back bend on the upper back. And engage those bandhas and breathe as you activate this prana vayu, this inner flowing of energy in towards your heart. And one more breath here. Nice deep inhale. And on the next inhale, pressing into the elbows, straightening out the body and gently coming down. And let's release those hands from underneath you. Let's bring those knees into the chest, rocking back and forth. Release and relax that lower back. Let's bring those legs up and let's bring them nice and wide. And this is where you can use a strap if you like. Or if you don't need one, you can just use your hands. You can use a tie You can use a belt, you can use a strap. Just bringing those legs out wide and pulling them in towards the body. So you can use a strap. We're going to do a whole class on all the ways we can use straps. Or if you can reach the outside edges, bending the knees a little, and then you can come out and straighten them a little. Always leaving that micro bend in the knees, never locking the knees. And noticing the sensations here. Nice. Supine forward fold. And let's bring the feet together in our Baddha Konasana while we're in supine position or butterfly. Supta Baddha Konasana, rocking back and forth a little bit. And coming to center and gently pulling those legs in towards the body. Feeling a nice hip opener. Engaging those bandhas and breathe. And then let's release one leg, bring one leg out at a time. And moving that leg around a little bit to notice some different sensations. Maybe a little closer in towards the body, or a little wider, or a little narrower. Playing with that leg a little, bringing your attention and your awareness into your legs. Keeping that breath flowing. And then switching over to the other side. Stretching out the opposite leg. Keeping that breath flowing, noticing the stretch, moving that leg a little bit. Deep flowing breaths. Noticing the sensations deeply connected with the self and the inner presence. And then bringing both legs out together, bending those knees so the knees are nice and wide, and pulling those feet down towards the earth as you feel that hip opening. And baby. And you can begin to play around and rock and enjoy a little happy baby. Having fun. And finishing up, releasing the feet, both knees up, feet are hip width apart. We'll move into some releases. So we'll start with our hula. Feeling everything flat on the earth, laying the back on the earth. We're going to just swivel those hips. So we're going to take those hips. My left hip is coming down, reaching down towards the left heel, flat on the earth, as the right hip is reaching up towards the armpit, and then I'm going to swivel. And the right hip is starting to come down, reaching down towards the heel. Left hip is reaching up towards the armpit. So we're just swiveling on that sacrum. Sacrum's flat on the earth. And the hips are moving in opposite directions. Feeling that nice release in the low back. Nice stretch in the hips. Keeping the breath flowing. Couple more times. And coming back to center. And we're going to be moving into hip pointers. So we're going to lift only one butt cheek off the floor. One is going to root into the earth as you point. I have my left sits bones and butt cheek rooted into the earth. I'm going to lift and point my right hip as I lift the right butt cheek up a little bit. Find a little gentle twist in there, releasing the lower back again, and then relaxing down. And I root the left into the earth as I point my right into the earth as I point the left hip up. So one hip is pointing up, lifting a little bit, gentle twist. The other butt cheek is rooted into the earth. Hip pointers. Our final release. Let's see what's happening here. Okay. And finishing up this last release, and any last stretch that you may want or pose, and we'll get ready for our Savasana. I like to always bring those knees into the chest one last time and release that lower back. And resting. And as you rest in your Savasana, you can bring those legs a little apart, flop those feet outward, bring the arms a little away from the body, palms up, letting the entire physical body just surrender into the earth, letting go of all the muscular tension, allowing the body to become heavier, sink deeper into the earth, letting go and releasing all the tension. And diving into Pratyahara. Noticing the sensations inside you as we relax and rest in silent stillness. And I will bring you back. Taking a nice deep breath into the belly as you gently come back. maintaining this deep connection to the inner being. Beginning to wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. Stretch out the body. And rolling over to one side or the other. Taking a nice breath here. And when you're ready, coming up to a seated position. Finding that nice, comfortable seat as we check in again. Breathing into that belly. Noticing the inner aliveness. Noticing the inner sensations, pulsations, vibrations. The inner presence. Feeling that etheric heart. And scanning the whole being, the physical, the energy, the Pratyahara, and the emotional body. No judgment, just full, compassionate self-awareness. Love for ourself. As we bring our attention to the self, we bring love to the self. And we want to bring love into our own being. And bringing yourself back to that intention you set and those beautiful emotions that you feel. And we will just let our subconscious know that we're already right here now in that intention. And releasing that intention with a this or better, this or better, this or better. And we're going to include our little pranayama practice in our meditation today, in our asana today. It won't be a separate practice today. So we're going to begin to move into 3-part yogic breath. Inhaling into the belly, the ribs, and into the chest. Pausing at the top of the breath and exhaling completely. A couple more times, like a wave. Belly, ribs, and chest.
And we're going to drop that breath down to the belly. We're going to move into that breath that we practiced, Ujjayi breath, the skull shining breath. And that focus is on the exhale as we rapidly bring that belly in towards the spine and letting the inhale happen naturally at will on that relaxation, remembering the exhales much faster than that inhale. So it'll be a little quicker on that exhale. Move a little more time for that natural inhale. And we're going to do a couple rounds, then we're going to meditate on the heart. So let's begin. Sitting up straight, a nice deep inhale, and then the nice forced exhalation from the belly, out the nose. A nice deep inhale, and exhale as we fold forward. And all that air out of the lungs. And taking a moment here, this is skull shining breath. It clears the mind. It brings a lot of clarity to the mind. And bringing the attention inward to Pratyahara. And inhaling, coming up. We're going to do one more round and then a nice little meditation on the heart. It's Pratyahara. Nice deep inhale. And begin your exhales. Deep inhale. And exhale, folding forward. Letting everything go. Basking in Pratyahara, noticing the inner aliveness. Inhaling, coming up. We're going to rest in meditation as we bring our awareness into the heart. So we're going to be meditating on the heart, meditating on this inner heart center, and meditate on the energy moving and the attention moving in towards the inner being, basking in Pratyahara and the heart. If your attention and your thoughts wander into the external affairs, the past or the future, kindly bring it right here now into your inner being, into Pratyahara and the heart. kindly and gently. All the attention on this innermost heart. Rooting your conscious awareness in your heart. And gently and kindly releasing your focus of attention, your concentration, coming back this space and this time. And we will conclude our practice with a namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this yin practice. Thank you for joining me live, Bruno. You're so great. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for Yin Asana. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day.